Welcome to
Hello.
the Knit Girls. This is episode 166.
6.
I have the wrong show notes up. Hold on a second. I had both up at one point because it was being mean to me. Okay, now I have the right ones up.
So it's episode 166. It's July 14th, 2013. I am Leslie, also known as You Don't Call Me Les.
I'm Laura, also known as Disorganized and
Oof.
Lala.
Honey, we would be fighting for that title today, let me tell you.
And this is the show.
Yes, and this is going to be probably slightly like, you might find yourself like holding your breath because we're rushing a little bit because it's Sunday before SSK.
Yep.
I leave in the morning. I've packed nothing. But I'm driving, so it's not like I have to, catch a plane or anything. And so it'll probably be a little off from the normal, and we'll probably talk about SSK intermixed. So I'm sorry if that bugs you. Just you only have to put up with it for a couple episodes.
This episode, and then a recap next episode.
Yes.
And that's it.
And then we're breathing for a few weeks before we start worrying about anything else.
Yep.
So what are you working on, Laura?
I'm working on a baby hat. It is the Simple Baby Cap 2 by Susan B. Anderson out of Itty Bitty Knits. It is out of some hand spun. So last week I had 2 bobbins of Into the World Godswood, which was the May Fiber Club, and I plied it. And the way I'm intermixing spinning with everything this week, so just deal with it. So the way I spun the singles on this is I stripped it down into very narrow strips and then held 2 colors side by side as I drafted, so it would barber pole the individual singles. And then I just 2-plied those together, and I got a very cool skein, which it was much cooler in the skein than the ball, but it's still pretty cool.
I think it's pretty.
And then I immediately wanted to swatch it, and I actually had around 50 yards left over that were off, and then around 200 yards in this ball. So the little ball went to here, and I just joined the second big skein. And I'm just knitting a baby cap because I wanted to see how it was going to swatch up. Because it's the first time I've done that technique. I learned it off of a craftsy class. Spinning with Color, I believe, by Felicia Lowe, who's the mastermind behind Sweet Georgia Yarns.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just really, really cool idea, and I wanted to try it. So this seemed like the perfect color combination. And then I was like, I'm going to swatch. And instead of swatching flat, I was like, I have this awesome book. This is probably the book that if I was on a desert island with lots of pregnant people, I would take with me.
You often find pregnant people on deserted islands.
Look, there are a lot of people pregnant with twins right now. That's all I'm saying. This is the Itty Bitty Hats book. And in the beginning of, and I believe this book's actually out of print right now, which is so sad. They really need to do a digital version because I want this on my iPad. Susan needs to make that happen. Not that she has anything to say with her publishers at all, but oh, that's what's going off my iPhone. I was like, what is that dinging noise? Awesome, someone from work is texting me. Don't care. Anyway, so great book, lots of great baby hats in it. I think my favorite is the bunny one.
Oh, yes.
But she has plain and simple patterns at the beginning. But there are some and I've knit a lot of the hats in this book. It's just a great book overall. So there's your book review for today. But, so that's the first thing on my needles. The second thing on my needles, let me get my iPad, is the Leavenwick Cardi by Gudrun Johnson. And it is one of the Brooklyn tweed patterns. Looks like this. I love the layout. It's a great layout. I love how they've got the sizing and the diagram. Everything's pretty cool. And I'm knitting that out of Unwind Yarn Company's worsted weight, which is a 620 yard worsted, I believe. It's a big old ball. It looks like this.
And this Laura Loves Unwind, right?
Laura Loves Unwind. There's my other tape measure. And try it on tubing. And so at knit night, I knit on this. And I got the collar done. And I'm about to go into the, so this is the collar. It's going to look like that. And then I'm going to start the sleeves and actual body of the sweater. And I'm knitting this on size 5s right now. but it's actually going to go up to size 6s for the body of the sweater. The lace work's done on a slightly different size. But thank goodness, because the drape on this is not... I liked it, actually, the drape on my 7s, on my swatch, a lot. But the 6s should be fine, too. But the 5s are a little bit of a tight.
I can see it's a heavy weight, so you want to go up a little bit for the body.
Oh yeah, it's well, it's not like, it's a really nice yarn, and the feel of it on the size 5s is not nearly as nice as the size 7s. So who knows, I might be ripping it out and redoing it on the 6s and 7s versus the 5s and 6s if I get to the body and my gauge is still way off and I'm like, I'm just gonna knit a size smaller, so, and go up maybe. We'll see. And I might take that to SSK with me. I haven't decided yet. I kind of want to because Dana's going to be there and I want to show her. But I haven't really decided yet. And then I'm still at the same point on my socks. So my Inspiration Dye Works basic arch shape socks have not been touched. They're the same as last week because I'm on the heel and I've lost mojo a little bit on them. I love the yarn. The yarn is fabulous. But the pattern's not my favorite, so... Lost a little bit of mojo, but I'll gain it back. I'm taking these definitely with me to SSK. Because Sadie is bringing me striping yarn too, so I want to get these off the needles. This is my bag from Sharon, Seashore Sharon. And then my other bag was my Michelle in Maine bag, which is 3 bags full, my sweater bag. And that's it. That's all I'm working on. I ripped out Color Affection. It's been frogged. So
are you going to re-knit it some other time?
I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I went to knit night on Wednesday.
I don't know.
You have very loud termites.
Michael is drilling something because we got another aquarium, so that's 3. And
I thought he told you he was going to get rid of 1. I thought that was the deal. Like, 1 leaves, 1 enters, 1 leaves.
Well... a new one has to get all set up and stuff first before anything can be transferred. And I'm thinking I'm going to come back from SSK and the new one's going to be full of fish too.
There's going to be like 8 aquariums in here. You'll come back and the whole back wall where your yarn is going to be a giant saltwater fish tank.
Yes. Anyway, you weren't sure if you were going to redo Color Affection?
I'm not sure. Eloise at midnight finished hers, but she was not super keen on it towards the end. And she actually knit it like a time and a half because when she got through she got the kit from Miss Babs. When she got through the first striping section, it was too tight, and I would lose my mind.
Oh.
So I've never, like, tightness in me has never been an issue.
Yeah.
So, but whatever.
Well, I really enjoyed knitting Color Affection, but it's just goes to show you. I mean, everybody's different. There's nothing wrong with that. So.
Yeah. I'm just not feeling it right now. And I have to start my Camp Loopy, which is going to be a Martina Bem shawl Lentilia out of some Volmise I have. So I'm going to start that maybe for SSK as well.
So speaking of Martina Bem, I'm totally blaming Malia because I've caught up on her episodes of the Yarn Raisin podcast. And she finished her Viajante, which is that giant... Martina Bem thing.
The huge orange shawl she was working on out of Creatively Dyed.
And I had no desire whatsoever. Like, I had seen it before, and I'd seen all these people knit it, and I was like, y'all are crazy. And then she put it on, and I was like, damn.
Yeah, I like that one a lot. In fact, I have a skein of lace. Hold on, I can get it from right here. Because my Volmise lace has made the transition into this room. So I have this.
Oh, the Raku Regenbogen?
Mm-hmm. Look, it's the old tag and everything.
Yeah.
So I think this would be, because it really needs stockinette.
Oh yeah.
It would be hard to do this in lace and really show off a lace pattern.
Get that to like really flash and pull because of the way that the Viajante's increases are done.
Yes. So this might become that at some point.
Yeah, I want somebody to knit it for me. I don't want to knit it.
If you get married, I'll knit it for you for your wedding. How about that?
Oh, thanks. So my work's in progress. I still have the Ainsland on the needles, but I haven't touched it. In fact, I worked on it on Monday or Tuesday on the way to work, and it's already slick enough, but working on it while Michael is driving his truck, we're doing this the whole time.
And like this?
Yeah. So I put it down, and I haven't picked it up, and I'm not going to try to take it with me to SSK because I'm at a point where I have to start doing decreases and lace, and I really don't know what he's doing, but it's irritating me a little bit that he's doing it while I'm recording. But, so anyway, I decided I needed something really simple. Oh, and I wanted to make a note. I talked about doing the Wendy mystery shawl and doing it as the raffle thing at SSK. I'm never going to finish it in time. So I'm bringing a couple of other things. So I still want to finish it, but I'm not, like, pressured to finish it.
Oh, I forgot something downstairs. Okay.
So I cast on a sock head hat because Laura's knit a couple of them, and I've had other friends who knit them, and I just wanted something really brainless.
Love that pattern.
And it's a free pattern on Ravelry, and it takes a skein of sock yarn, essentially. And my goal was to just get through the ribbing before SSK, because I hate ribbing. I hate knitting ribbing.
Well, that's pretty.
This is, let me get the tag. It is the Cyborg's Craft Room, which is a new to me yarn. Oh, goodness. And this is the Esquishalate base.
I love that name.
And it's in the Locutus colorway. And
I don't know what Locutus is.
I was going to explain. It's a reference to Star Trek The Next Generation, where Captain Picard is captured by the Borg, and he becomes Locutus of Borg. Borg are the, like, cyborg men.
Like the thing on the thing. Yeah, yes. Those things.
So, and The Next Generation is my favorite of the Star Trek series, so... anyhow, this is the colorway, and so you've got, my interpretation is that you've got the black for the machinery and the rubber suit part, you've got the kind of whitish for his pale skin, because all of them have pale skin, and you've got the red because he has a laser on the side of his face. So, I finished the ribbing, and I'm enjoying...
You're trucking on it.
I'm enjoying having something simple to do.
Yeah.
So I've gotten maybe 3.5 inches into the stockinette, but I still have quite a bit left. And this is living in a bag that Sadie
that's so cute.
Ages ago, and so I still have a crap ton left. So it's meant to be a big drapey sort of
very
hat.
drapey hat. So I did one out of Lost City Knits this past fall that I just love.
Oh,
that was my Halloween knitting.
Oh yeah. It's got the purples and the yeah, I remember that.
Like a rust.
So I'm just going to knit until I can't stand it anymore, probably, and then bind off.
Well, start your decreases.
Decrease, yeah.
Otherwise, you'd have a big long tube.
Yes. Which, that could work, too.
Speaking of big long tubes, have you seen the Grey Garden pattern from Knitty earlier? It was like a entrelac turban. It's like stuck in my brain. It's out of handspun. It's called Grey Garden. I really want to do it. I'm gonna spin for it. Yeah, I have a shortage of handspun in my life, so.
So I also decided, mainly at Becky, Laura's sister Beck, and I were talking earlier this week on GChat, and we were like, "Oh man, we should make some bunting for SSK," and I was like, "Oh, that'd be a cool idea." But you know what we should do? We should do pom-poms. And we could do like a garland of pom-poms. And she's like, yeah, that'd be cool. So I went and got pom-pom maker. And I have all this worsted weight, like bulky weight. I have a gigantic bag of pom-poms. And I'm not done yet. Like, I still have a ton of this yarn.
Wow.
And they're all like fluffy and
We are going to be garland-rific.
I swear. Like, if we don't do anything with it, I might cry. I'm just going to bring it with me.
No, we're totally going to do something with it. We might make I-cord on your sock machine for a couple days.
Yeah, because Laura and I get all these great ideas 2 days before the event. Of things that we need to do.
I made Mom sew bunting yesterday, so.
And then I came home and sewed a little bit today, too. So.
We're ridiculous.
This is going to be the episode where there's mysterious drilling.
Like, instead of the mysterious ticking noise from Harry Potter, it'll be the mysterious drilling noise.
Maybe I'll go upstairs and there will be an oil thing in my backyard or something. Like, I don't know. Anyway, I have no FOs.
I have no FOs either.
All right, so I'm going to talk about spinning real quick because I know you have a ton of spinning that you're going to talk about.
I don't know about that, but okay.
Well, according to the show notes, you have a ton of spinning. I did spin 4 ounces of Wool Gatherings thin.
Ooh, how's that?
It's not my favorite. I think it's probably, if I had to guess, I would guess it's a medium on the scale of, like next to skin or whatever. And it was okay. It was a little, like, I've been spinning so much merino and BFL and Polworth and everything. It was a little sticky. But I spun it thick on purpose because I had that plus a coordinating braid of something else, and I was just going to ply them together.
Yeah.
I just never got that far. So anyway, that 4 ounces is upstairs, and I don't even have it to show you. And then also, it's over there. I got 2 pounds of Southern Cross fiber a while back, like last year.
Yeah, I remember that.
There was a drawing.
He did the where you could sign up for the special orders.
And so I decided that was going to be a sweater's quantity. And then I spun up a little sample and did some terrible math and decided it wouldn't work and put it away. But then
2
I started,
pounds will work for you for a sweater's quantity.
I know, but I just gave up because that's the way I work sometimes. But I decided, I went back and listened to a bunch of Knit More Girls episodes because Jasmine spins for a lot of sweaters. Like, she's done a ton. She's even spindle spun for a sweater.
She's a very awesome sweater spinner.
And I talked to her a little bit too. And so what I decided to do was she said to spin an ounce at a time and just do it where you can do like an ounce a week even, just to put it away, because you'll get sick of doing the same thing over and over, and your quality will continue to get worse and all that.
Yeah.
So I have these weaving bobbins that I got intentionally for weaving, but I'm using them to hold my single ounces. So I spun 2 separate ounces on the mini spinner because it was what was convenient.
Yeah.
And then I used the quill attachment on the mini spinner to move them to these weaving bobbins because they're a lot cheaper than having to buy individual bobbins for the mini spinner. So I've got 2 separate ounces spun. And I think my goal, I don't think I'm going to have anything done by Rhinebeck, and that's not really my goal, because because as soon as I have a deadline, then I'm not interested anymore. But, I don't know, I think maybe my goal will just be to spin 1 a week, an ounce a week.
Random side note on that, because I'm spinning in the Southern Cross group for Tour de Fleece, and there's a woman spinning a sweater's quantity in there. And she's using those same weaving bobbins to do the same thing you're doing, but she doesn't have that many, so she's cutting out big circles from like cardboard boxes, like that like cereal boxes that have the kind of plastic coating on them, and she's putting the circles kind of like the cardboard bobbins have, the larger ends on each end. Like, she's making those, and she can fill like 2 ounces on there versus 1 ounce. So if you start running low on bobbins, that's another option.
That's clever.
You could splice those 2 together and then add them. Or just spin 2 ounces and start putting them on.
Well, and I think what I'm going to do also is get a pencil and write the order that they were spun. So this will be 1, this will be 2. That way, say I end up with 15, then I'll be able to ply together 1 and 15.
Yeah.
That way it helps even the whole thing out.
It makes your grist much more even.
I need to do that. But
that's pretty
all
cool.
The spinning I've got this week.
Good for you for tackling a sweater's quantity. That's pretty
I'm
awesome.
only 2 ounces in. We'll see how long the interest holds out.
Well, but still, even starting that is a very cool endeavor. I have not spun a sweater's worth of anything.
You have, cumulatively, I would say that you've probably spun several dozen sweaters worth.
It's just I don't have all of one colorway. Well, I do have a couple sweaters worth. Well, a little over a pound, like 1.25 pounds, which isn't really enough for a sweater. More like a vest or one of the Amy King sweaters.
Like a shrug, yeah.
Yeah. So spinning. I'll start with what's still on the wheel and spindle first. So today I started prepping for SSK in the what we're taking with us for the tasting room, and I'm taking a lot of drop spindles with me for people to use in the tasting room. And the trick of that is I have to clear off some drop spindles, which actually a lot of mine I just had little samples on anyways because I was just playing with the spindle. So those I just left on. The two that I have real spinning projects on, one is not coming. That's my Grizzly Mountain Art's just not coming because it's halfway filled and I'm not dealing with that. But the other one that I have pretty full is my Spanish Peacock. So I am spinning the second of 4 ounces. So I already have 1 ounce done. That was spun on my Bosworth. And then this is the second one. And the Bosworth one's already been moved to a cardboard bobbin. But I have around 6 feet of this roving left to spin on this one. So my goal is to get that done and move to the bobbin before Thursday of SSK, so this can be used in the tasting room. The Spanish Peacock has a really interesting hook. I don't know if you can see that. It kind of like goes up and then swoops down and curves.
So it's almost corkscrew?
Yep. So I've been struggling with this one a lot because I start spinning and it slips a lot, like a foot will slip off the cop.
Oh.
So what I'm having to do is, you can see there I have a half hitch, and that's allowing it to stay better on that corkscrew, and it sped it up a little bit. So
I wonder what the reason that they have that particular
he's
style.
known for that. Like, that's his style hook.
Oh.
So more power to him. I'm just glad I learned how to do a half hitch on my Jury Brox.
Right.
She showed me that, so that kind of translated. And the half hitch is really easy to get on and off. It's just over your thumb and put it on. And if anyone's interested in seeing that at SSK, I'll be happy to show them. So just a little bit left on there to do. And I spun on that a little bit during the Tour de France today because I am obsessed. Oh, I just lost the bobbin. Alright. Still on the bobbins are some Rolocs that I made on the blending board when I first got it. It's probably around 3 ounces. And they are milk, wool, there's a little bit of mohair in there because I've decided to try mohair locks. Mohair locks do not work on a blending board real well. A lot of Firestar because I'm addicted to sparkle. So the light gray is merino, dark gray is merino, dark pink is merino. There's some milk, and there's also some bamboo that I got from Spotted Circus when I saw them. And Moonwood Farms. And then the bobbin that just went AWOL.
I wish I could see, like, the area around you, because you keep reaching for things.
You don't want to see the area around me. It's quite messy right now. This was the office that I was recording in before, but Wheezy, this was his home office when he worked, and since he's been retired, he's been looking to sell all the office furniture that was in here. There was a big, huge bookshelf, a credenza, a desk, and then another desk, like a mini desk, and 4 chairs. So those are all gone. He actually sold them, which is awesome. Thank you, Craigslist. And so what's in there now is, when I was up in Philly, Mom was there too, visiting the grandkids, and she got me 2 Expedite bookcases. So this is slowly becoming my workspace, but also, you know, packing and unpacking boxes, which are back there from SSK and some other stuff. Anyway, back to spinning. It's pretty crazy in here, and all the door prizes are up here too, because I was photographing them in my in my little light box yesterday. Yes, or 2 days ago, or 3 days ago, whatever that was. So Southern Cross Fiber on Polworth. This is the Antarctica colorway. It was a club colorway that I luckily scooped up in the D-stash because I am in love with it. First 2 ounces are done. It's being spun on the Sidekick. Okay, I had to look. I have one bobbin that's cracked that I dropped that's Gorilla Glued back together. So the second 2 ounces will be spun tomorrow. I think I'm going to fractal spin it. I think I'll split this in half or 3s and then just go to town. Tomorrow's a rest day for Tour de France, so I won't have that to watch as I spin. So I'll have to figure something out. But that is going on the wheel, and then hopefully I'll ply them Tuesday morning before I leave for SSK or at SSK. So those bobbins will be clear for people to borrow the wheels, because we loan wheels out at SSK for people not only to try, but to take classes with. So we have 5 rental wheels as well. So that'll be spun and plied hopefully by the next time I see y'all. I've already talked about the Godswood, which was 200 yards, 250 really with the extra little bit. The yarn that I could not find last week has been soaked and thwacked. I found it. It was actually on the floor over there underneath the big bat.
It's very pretty.
Thank you. It is Natural Beauty. I believe it was a Polworth. It definitely poofed. It was around 400 yards. Now I would say it's probably around 350. I need to re-measure it because it got that poof. It went from more of a fingering weight to definitely a DK, if not worsted in some parts. This was on my mini. Just to give you, and the Godswood was spun on the Sidekick or mini. No, that was spun on the mini too. So my mini spinning versus my wheel spinning is much different. I'm still struggling to get that perfect grist on the mini in some points, whereas on the wheel, it's kind of second nature. This is Hello Yarn. There were no singles of this last week. I spun this all this week. It is in the spotted something spots.
It's very pretty.
Thank you. This is going to be one of the spots of fun, the BFL. This is going to be one of the things that I offer as one of the things that you can win with the donation to Scarrett Bennett.
Damn, I wanted that.
400 yards.
It's very pretty.
Thank you.
Not only is it spun by Laura, it's also of a fiber that you cannot flip and get anywhere.
And I'm really happy with how it came out. I'm not putting anything... I'm very picky with things that I give away and things that I offer as prizes for people. Like, I have a level of... I have a level that it has to reach for me to sell it or give it away. Unless it's a door prize, like last minute for someone else, in which case you get whatever I finish. But like when I have a choice of actually spinning for something, I'm pretty picky, especially gifts, as to what I give away. So this is, I love the blue in here. And actually I have another one of her colorways, which is very similar to this, but it's got a little bit more of the blue. And it's also on BFL. And I thought about spinning the two together, but I wanted to offer this. So 400 yards, BFL. It's got 3 ties, because I wanted to make sure it did not get too messed up. And it's been soaked from Celebration Soak. And it's ready to go. It's been photographed. So there's that. I have the bobbins that I couldn't find yesterday, last week.
Keeps going.
This is Nick's Room on Polworth. It was a moonshine fiber. So this is around 360 yards. And wow. This was spun on the Lendrum. The other 2 were spun, no, the Hello Yarn was spun on the Sidekick. So this was spun on the Lendrum. And I'm very happy with how this turned out. And this is actually going to be a hostess present because I booked tickets to Stitches Midwest. They dropped down to $175.
Wow.
And I sat there for a couple minutes and said, screw it, I'm going. So that is the first week of school, and I'm going to go visit Becca, who is Wool Pierogi. And I'm going to be in the Another Crafty Girl and Ponky booth for a while, and I'm going to help them out Saturday afternoon.
Another Crafty Girl is Ponky.
Or Ponky and Jelby, I'm sorry. Carrie. So I'm going to be in that booth Saturday afternoon, and I'm going to... Becca, when I was spinning this the whole time, was like, oh, I wish I had saved more of that fiber for me, because she was one of the dyers behind Moonshine, and she said she didn't have any... And our friend Ema said this too, like, as dyers, you sell everything that you produce, typically. You don't keep a lot of stuff for yourself. And this is actually named after her son's room. Yep. So I'm going to give this to her. So, yay, less things in my house. And then, the Southern Cross Fibers Falkland Alpaca Oh, I cannot remember the name of this one. Hold on, I think it's in show notes. It's not Natural Beauty. Deepening. So 80% Falkland, 20% baby alpaca, 400 yards of a 2-ply. This was spun on the Sidekick as well. Actually, I don't think this is 400 yards. I think this is 350 because I was kind of disappointed in my yardage because the alpaca seems to be, and Falkland blend is a little bit denser. So I wasn't totally happy with the yardage. I am happy. This has not been soaked or thwacked yet. I am really happy so far with the finished skein. And it should have a slight twist. Let's see. Because when I soak it, yep, that twist will come out. So a little bit overspun. Downstairs, what I forgot is I had spun the first ounce when I was in a hotel room of some Southern Cross. And then Mom stole my mini spinner, and she stole that fiber and wouldn't give it back. And so she spun it and got 450 yards from an organic merino. And she and I are offering that as another prize for the Scarrett Bennett. So there'll be 2 things of hand spun from me and Mom in there. So
that's sweet.
I just hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I just hit 1.5 pounds for Tour de Fleece.
I would say that you've met your stash goal.
You know, I checked with Jess earlier, and I have not. The 1.5 pounds only equals, well, I might have. I hit 2,000 yards roundabout with 1.5 pounds of fiber. Once those other ones are plied, I'll hit around 2,000 yards. My sweater was 1,500 yards, so that's 3,500, and I think I already had around 1,000. So I think I've hit it, but I have to just go through and actually...
I'm pretty certain that you have hit it.
I just have to go through and double count. So, but it's getting there. I haven't knit any. Like, this is it for the thing this week, and that little bit on the sweater.
This is all that I've knit this week. So,
but you know, it's been fun. I'm really, really enjoying watching Tour de France. Like, I've never watched it before. I've always been traveling during this time of year, the TBF time. So I've never really had to been able to compete as much as I wanted to, so this has really been a fun year. My end goal in my head was to hit 3 pounds. I think I'm going to hit 2.5. So, still not bad, because SSK is coming, so whatever I get done for SSK...
You're not going to get a whole lot done at
SSK.
No, it's one thing to carry your knitting around with you, it's another to carry your spinning around.
Yeah, I'll have the mini spinner with the battery, but still, I don't think I'm going to get a whole lot done.
Still super portable, like...
Yeah.
So, do we want to... Let's go ahead and draw for the yarn pop.
Okay.
If you look up and tell me how many numbers there are.
I'm going to just do it on the computer, because that seems to go faster for me. So, Ravelry. And
I know there was a ton. There was like...
I'm very excited about this one. Oh, I also have to close the Farm Boy photo contest. So, 394. I'm going to go ahead and lock that thread right now while I'm thinking about it.
Okay, so between 2 and 394, I have not generated a result yet. Let's hit generate, and it is 280.
280, so that's going to be on page 11?
13, probably.
Oh, Sherbert hates me.
12.
Uh-oh. I think Rav just went down. Hold on, let me try it again. Maybe just that page went down. Okay, now it's working.
Alright, it was,
what was
200,
it? 200?
280.
Okay.
So I would say...
It is Mary OSU, and she loves the black and white dandelion totable. A lot of you like the totables. I love the totables. I love all the yarn pop bags, but
yes,
that's one of my favorites.
So awesome.
Mary Osu contacts me. Laura,
and be patient because Laura's going to be out of town.
Yeah, I won't be here next week, so it will be Monday of the following week, at least. Probably Tuesday.
Yeah.
So, thank you. And then this coming week, sorry, I'm looking around because I've put it somewhere. I actually got these a while back, and I've been waiting for the right time to use them. So, Yarn vs. Zombies. I love her little logo.
Yeah.
Whoop.
I like all her ads, and when I see them pop up at the bottom of the threads, it makes me smile.
Kiki sent us, this is her business card, 2 vouchers for Skeins of Yarn, so free yarn. They have a code on the back of them, and it's a voucher for 1 ball of fun self-striping yarn. You have to contact the shop with your color choices, and I want you to go over to Kiki's shop because she's got some really awesome things, and tell us what your favorite thing over at Kiki's shop is. And there are 2 of these.
So we'll draw 2 names next week.
Yep. And she is out of Australia. So if you are not in the US and you are looking for, if you are in Australia and you're looking for a great indie dyer, or you are in the US and you're looking for some fun self-striping yarn, she is right there and pretty awesome. So I have some of her variegated. I haven't gotten any self-striping yet, but I'm excited. I'm going to do that soon.
She has clever names and stuff. I like her.
Yep.
She's got great advertising. I really like her.
And she, I got to knit with her for Sock the Vote last year. So.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Very nice yarn. I can say that it's very nice yarn because I've knit with it. Her cashmere blend's lovely. So I will open that thread. And what else do we have to talk about? Let's see. Oh, I wanted to talk about some cool things on Ravelry. So if you're not familiar with this, I'm going to pull it up on my tabs right now. There is actually a group that you can join on Ravelry, and it is called the Swatchers. The Swatcher Secret Hideout. And the Swatcher Secret Hideout is swatching for different codes, like actual code, like computer code. So basically
when Casey puts in a new feature, he publishes how to get it added to your account in this group.
Yep. And so the newest code that just came out was TDF. So what you would do is you go to ravelry.com/swatch, SWATCH, and if you wanted to add this, you would just type in TDF, all in caps, and this code enables spinning projects. It's not a finished code, like this is not how it's going to look like in the end zone. But it is very, very cool. So there's going to be at the very top of your notebook, it's going to say hand spun. And you get to, it imports, if you've already put hand spun projects in or roving, it imports everything into there. It allows you to choose whether it's been spun already, whether it's roving. It also lets you choose, there's a pull down menu and it says how you spun it. So if I go to this, let me talk about it so it's at the very top, and I just put in my Southern Cross Fiber Natural Beauty as a spinning project, and it's already been spun. It allows you to pull down some attributes, like it's commercial top. I spun it worsted. I soaked it. It's fractal, and it was a 2-ply. It allows you to choose the DK weight, the grist, the reps per inch, number of plies. It has a tools feature, so it saves your wheels or spindles. So you can say tools used, I used my Hansen on that, and what the finished yarn is and what it weighs. Like what it weighs in yardage, and then any notes you have, if it's in progress, if it's finished, when you started it, when you finished it, you can share it with a group. It's really, really neat. And once you save, and you can add a picture, of course. Once you save it, you can actually click on the attributes and you can see everything that you've spun worsted once you've added them in, or everything that was fractal spun once you add it in. So it's just a really, really neat feature. The swatchers have tons of other features. That's where a new library feature showed up at first.
Yeah. Most of the stuff that goes into production, he tests there first because the folks there are real good at break testing. And the made for
thing that started there. So a sticky header that I just started swatching New Magic 2, which allows you, when you magic link, it kind of auto-fills it in, like your phone auto-fills. So that's very cool as well. So there's a lot of options there, and I know not a whole lot of people go into the Swatcher Secret Hideout group, so I just wanted to talk about that real briefly because it's very neat. So.
Yes, I think I have that. I have several tabs of groups, and that's at the top of one of my tabs. So every few days, I'll check and see if there's a new code. I put everything on there because I like to see, what he's testing, and I applaud that they're expanding to include a lot of the spinning features. So,
oh yeah, it's going to be very cool.
Because I'm sure that just maintaining Ravelry is a job unto itself.
Oh yeah.
So, anyhow, so SSK. The rest of this will probably just be SSK. So if you're not interested, that's totally fine. We'll see you next week in a couple weeks. But if you are, I wanted to talk about some of the things we're doing for SSK. So Laura and I had this idea, and Laura molded it to make it a better idea. Because mine was, let's go buy an elephant for a parade, and hers is more like, let's get a picture of it. It was much more, much less crazy, because I get really excited.
Well, we bounce stuff off of each other a lot.
It's good to have somebody to be like, I don't think that's probably the smartest choice that we could make. But,
and we do that to each other quite a bit.
Yeah. So one of the things that we're doing this year, which is new, is that the market is open to the public in the afternoon from 1 to 4 for $5, and you get a little, goodie for that. And what we wanted to do this year was to try to find a way to include the people who aren't able to come. So one of the things that we're going to do this year, because we get to shop early, an hour before even the attendees.
Us and the teachers, and then someone super special.
Yes,
or a couple super
sort of raffle off a shop before at the masses ticket. And one of the things that we're going to do this year is Laura and I are each going to have a favorite things package. So one of the things we're going to do is in that hour, once the vendors are set up and the teachers are shopping, Laura and I are going to go through and pick sort of a few things from the many wonderful vendors that are there. Maybe a bag, maybe some fiber, maybe some yarn. Who knows? We're going to pick out a few of our favorite things from the
And we don't even know what, because there's some vendors, like Dana of Wand has been texting me little snippets of things that she's doing specifically for SSK that she hasn't even put anywhere else. So, there's things that I'm sure a lot of vendors are doing that we don't even know about yet.
That are special for SSK. Yeah. So Laura's going to have her favorite things, and I'm going to have my favorite things, and then we're going to find a way, we haven't quite figured out the details yet, but we're going to find a way to give that away, those two things away, to people who aren't coming to SSK. And it'll be something special, something more than just, put your name here, and we'll do that after SSK, but we'll show you guys what those things are in our post-SSK episode. We do have lots of fun things for check-in. We have fun surprise visitors who will be there at check-in. Let's see, what else? We have talked to the chefs at SSK, the chef at SSK, to talk for some yummy surprise food, snacky things. And everybody at SSK has been, the first year they were very
at Scarrett Bennett, yeah.
Yes, I'm sorry, at Scarrett Bennett. They were like, I don't really think that there are going to be 100+ people showing up just to knit. I think you're crazy.
We have no idea what you're talking about. We're actually not going to give you the amount of rooms that we told you we would, because we know your event is not going to succeed.
Yes. And this year they're like, what can we do to help you make it more successful? They're thrilled. So, and they've been asking, when are the knitters coming? They're very excited to have us back.
If you call them and say that you need a room for Tuesday night, they'll be like, you must be one of the knitters.
Yeah. And there are quite a few folks who are coming in Tuesday night. So if you're getting in, I'm sure that there will be people hanging out in the lobby.
There are, and there's a thread on the SSK board on Ravelry talking about that.
We do not have any space rented for Tuesday, so if you come in Tuesday, you'll have to either hang out in the lobby or in the common areas in the dorm halls, because there's, on every floor, there's a common area.
Or in each other's rooms or wherever.
But yeah, I've got tags printed. Laura's got most of the stuff is already in motion towards Nashville.
It's in Nashville already.
I am packing up my car tomorrow, and I'll get there sometime Tuesday afternoon or evening. We are going to pack goodie bags and get tasting room stuff set up, and I'm going to photograph door prizes tonight before I pack them up.
There's a door prize thread on Ravelry where I've been posting 6 or 7 door prizes a day.
Yes,
so.
It's very hard on the wallet, but we've been very lucky and had very generous people.
For sure, and there's actually more door prizes that are being sent to SSK that will be waiting on us when we get there. So
yes. All the goodie bag stuff is here.
It's in Nashville right now.
Yes. We're very excited that it's finally here. Laura won't sleep for a week.
Nope. Starting tonight.
Yeah. Because it's all too real, and she doesn't want to mess anything up. So I don't know. What else do we need to talk about?
So let's talk about, if you've never been to a retreat before, some things maybe to pack, to expect.
Okay.
Some helpful tips and tricks.
So for our specific retreat, it is in Nashville, Tennessee, and if you've never been to the South, welcome to humidity. You need to not dress to impress. You need to dress to be comfortable and cool. Unfortunately, the weather is not going to cooperate for you to wear a whole lot of beautiful hand-knit sweaters. Inside in the air conditioning, you might.
If you're like me and you get cold in air, a southern woman typically has something in her car to throw on over her, because there's a dramatic difference between 90 degrees and then you go inside and it's 65 in a restaurant. Yes. So.
Yeah. Definitely dress for comfort. You are not here to search for a husband or a partner or look for a job, right? Be comfortable.
We don't care what you look like.
Yeah, we really don't.
Because we're going to look pretty much like this.
My hair will be flattened probably, but yeah, I just got out of the shower, sorry.
My hair will look like this. Because it always does.
Be comfortable. Make the effort to talk to people you don't know.
Wear comfy shoes, too. Not just up top, but be prepared to maybe be on your feet a little bit.
Yeah, to walk to, the local restaurant and maybe have a
Starbucks.
drink, or go down to Starbucks. Yeah, or there's
Ben
a Ben and Jerry's. Yeah. So, be comfortable.
Don't be afraid to go up to total strangers at SSK and say, hey, what are you knitting? That is that, or what are you spinning? That is the easiest way to start a conversation with someone.
And you can be guaranteed they're going to have an answer for that. You already have this common thread with these people of you both knit or spin or weave or whatever. You both have a love of fiber crafts. You both paid to come to an event to talk to other weird people who like to knit and spin, right? So what have you got to lose by going up to people you don't know? And everybody will have their little lanyards, so you'll be able to tell who they are. Oh, a point of interest for people who haven't been to SSK. Because we have a lot of folks, every year there's more and more podcasters, which we're all about. We purposely have 2 different colors. We have a blue lanyard and a red lanyard. You'll get both in your bag.
And it's not just for podcasters, it's for people taking pictures as well.
We primarily started it because there were so many podcasters, but if you wear your blue lanyard, then that signifies to everyone else that you are okay with being photographed or filmed. If you have no interest in that, that's also totally fine. You just wear your red lanyard. And so we ask anybody who's taking pictures or video to please respect that. If you see someone with the red lanyard, please don't film or photograph them. Don't be afraid to talk to the vendors or the teachers. We have some wonderful people coming, and
they are very enthusiastic about what they do. We select them on purpose because of that. We don't want people who are not enthusiastic about what they do, and they will be happy to share their wares with you, any tips or tricks. Gail's art especially is one of the sweetest people I
Yes.
know, Gail, and she will tell you anything that you ever need to know about any kind of fleece or fiber. She is
Yep.
amazing. She's a great resource. So she's probably going to kill me for saying that. But
But she is, and I've heard that from multiple people.
she
That
is a wonderful, genuinely nice people, and all of our vendors are. They
yes.
want to talk about what they're doing, what they're selling, what they teach. That's why they're there.
Mm-hmm.
Book signings. Susan B. Anderson is just doing book signings whenever you grab her. So, and I didn't ask JC, but I'm sure she'll be happy to sign books as well.
Yes. So the only formal events, now if you're going to SSK, you've already gotten an email that kind of lays out what's happening when, but the only formal events are Wednesday night and Saturday night, and those are both receptions, and there's a specific building that you go to for that, and we'll have signs showing you where to go. But everything else is classes and hangouts, and, you know, I would say if this was your first event, and even if it's not, go to dinner with a different person every night.
Yeah.
Make a point of going to dinner with a different person or group every night.
Or sit with some different tables at lunch and
Yes.
breakfast.
Yeah.
Even if you go with the same group at night, you can always switch it up at breakfast and lunch when everyone's in the grand hall at one time.
Yeah. I mean, you never know when you're going to meet your next closest friend. I mean, make an effort. So,
You get in what you put out. And I think that's
true.
very true in life in general.
Yeah.
So.
Um,
And if you have any issues or want to talk to someone, Leslie and I, yep, we're always free and we're always available.
Also, Beck Lemonhalf, Laura's
Yeah.
sister, is going to serve as hostess and intermediary. If you need anything, you can also stop her. But don't.
The only time you're going to inconvenience us is if you follow us to the restroom.
Yeah.
That's like my 12-year-old rule. There's a stop and a wait.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
It's like we didn't have any problems last year. I don't foresee any
No,
this year.
I don't see any issues.
Just don't be nervous. Don't be nervous about going and talking to people you don't know. You'll know them once you start talking to them. I mean,
yep. I'm trying to think what else. Projects to knit. You want something that you can, kind of like what Leslie and I do during the show. Mm-hmm. Something that you can pretty easily knit on and talk to people with, whether it's a little baby hat or a sockhead hat or a stockinette. You're the best judge of what you can do and sit and talk to people.
You could be Susan Pandorf, who could probably crochet the edging of Even Star while she's talking to you, because she's just that awesome.
Knit those lace with beads. I mean, and R.Y. Crafty seems like she could do that too. She's amazing. But like for me, I'm a stockinette socks, stockinette or garter. Log cabin blanket would be perfect for me. It might get a little bit big to remember you're going into a warmer climate, so something that's going to drape over you as you knit it probably isn't the best.
Just something small and portable.
But yeah. Leslie's joking with me because I want to take my mini spinner everywhere. It's just not so portable.
I mean, it is portable, but it's not practical, I guess, is probably a better word.
It's going everywhere with me.
But yeah, that's it. If you're going to SSK, we'll have lots of little random surprises. You know, we'll be giving out tickets for random reasons. We're doing door prizes a little different this year. The director of the center is so excited that we're coming back that she wants to talk to everybody briefly, so that'll be fun. But yeah, otherwise, I've got packing to do, like a lot of packing to do. And I should probably make my family dinner at some point. And, I forgot to say.
Ben and Jerry's, that's all you need for dinner.
I went and met up with my friend Aunt Susan, who's going to be at SSK as well. And she's earned her, like, Knit Girls Minion crown or tiara or something, because she was helping me go through and do some stuff with classes. And while I was with Suze today, Michael and my son went to get haircuts, and for the first time we let my son choose his haircut.
What did he get?
So he's got real thick hair like mine, and so I would advise him.
And it was very like Justin Bieber before he got this cut.
It was real shaggy, and I would have advised him to go like short buzz cut, because it's going to grow back before school starts anyway. But no, he wanted the like blowout dynasty hair, like the big floofy hair. And then Michael told him, like, that requires effort every single day. And so he got a bowl cut. I'm not kidding. He got a bowl cut, like, all the way. I came home and I was like, oh, what did you do to my child? But that's what he wanted, so whatever.
And in 10 years from now, when he has his first girlfriend, 5 years from now, we are totally pulling out those pictures.
Yeah, it's whatever makes you happy is totally fine. I think he looks a little silly, but if he likes it, then
it'll grow out in another month anyways.
Oh.
That is hilarious. You should
okay,
Instagram
so we have
picture.
rambled on all kinds of ways. If you are coming to SSK, we're stoked to see you.
We'll see you in 3 days.
Yes. Please make sure to chat with us. Check-in will probably be a little hectic, but any other time that you see us, please feel free to chat with us.
Yep, definitely.
And
if you have no one else to sit with at lunch or breakfast, come to our table.
Seriously. We're kind of the nerdy kids. We're just the nerdy kids with a podcast.
Well, we've got a crutch of each other, so even if we're not sitting with anyone else, don't think because it's just the two of us at a table that we just want to be alone, and no, it's that we have no other friends.
You make us sound so pathetic. Next week we are not recording on Sunday. Nope. I won't even be home by then. Maybe Monday. More likely it's going to be midweek. So look for us.
We might actually have content by that point.
Maybe. We'll have a lot of enabling probably to show you. But,
yes.
Otherwise, you guys have a fantastic week. We are stoked to see as many of you as we can. And until next time, happy knitting.
Bye, y'all.